You know what drives me a little bit crazy? The fact that people are still being told that if they just get a little bit stronger, do their Kegels, their leaking will magically go away. I hear this every week. Women who've been doing Kegels for months, even years, and they still leak when they laugh, sneeze, or run. They feel embarrassed, frustrated, and defeated, and they're just told it's a part of getting older or that it's normal after kids. Some of them are listening to online influencers, friends, or even Dr. Google for advice, but I am here to personally tell you it is not normal, and it's not just a strength issue. If strength was the real problem, then all the Kegels in the world would have worked. You wouldn't still be leaking, you wouldn't still feel heaviness or that pressure and pain with intimacy, because the truth is, strength is actually the last phase of healing, not the first. So let's talk about why. When someone walks through my clinic, through the doors at Arancia, I don't start them on strengthening, like ever. I don't say, let's grab a band and do some bridges. No, but we do start by looking at their alignment, specifically at the pelvis. Your pelvis is your basin, your center of gravity, the foundation that everything is built on. If it's rotated, twisted, often after childbirth, surgery, years of poor posture, lifting, the entire system above and below compensates. That means your spine shifts, your hips pull unevenly, your pelvic organs prolapse, get compressed, your pelvic floor muscles tighten, the tiny stabilizers, they can't coordinate properly. So before we ever talk about strength, we have to bring the system back to balance. And that's where realignment comes in. We use our hands-on techniques to assess what your pelvis, sacrum, and hips are doing, how they're moving, and how they're not moving too. I always say you can't stabilize and create stability on dysfunction. You can't strengthen your way out of misalignment any more than you can stack bricks on a tilted foundation and expect the house not to crack. So the first thing we do is gently realign your pelvis, literally your base and your anchor point. And once that foundation is back where it's meant to be, everything starts to shift. Your breath starts to move more freely, your posture changes, even your digestion and energy can improve. But we don't stop there because alignment alone isn't enough. The next phase is release, and this is where fascia becomes the star of the show. Fascia, or connective tissue, is the web that holds you together literally from head to toe. It's what connects your muscles, bones, organs, nerves. It's all one continuous system, head to toe. So when there's tension, tightness, trauma, scar tissue, restriction anywhere, whether it's your C-section scar, your low back, your hips, even your jaw, that tension pulls through the entire fascial network. I've actually had patients come in with pelvic pain, and when we start working through the neck and jaw, they look at me like I'm a little crazy, but then they feel the release and they go, oh my goodness, I can breathe again. I feel lighter. That's fascia. It's one system. You can't separate the parts. So after we realign, we release the pelvis, hips, the back, the abdomen, the neck area, we can't just treat one joint or area to get a lasting result, right? We help that tissue soften, lengthen, and move again. And this isn't just about loosening muscles. This is about unwinding years of tension, emotional, physical, and cellular. Because your body remembers every fall, every surgery, every movement you've held your breath to get through something hard. And until you let go of that tension, you can't truly engage. Then we do actually move into structural stabilization. Now that your system is open and aligned, we teach it how to hold that alignment naturally. Not through force, but through awareness. We retrain your breath, your posture, your movement patterns. We get your diaphragm and pelvic floor talking again because yes, they're supposed to be best friends. And when one inhales, the other should expand. When one contracts, the other lifts. It's a rhythm, it's a dance. And if you've been breathing shallowly for years or living in a state of chronic stress, that rhythm has been broken. This is also where we start to build trust in the nervous system, because if your body doesn't feel safe, it won't let go. You can't strengthen a muscle that's in defense mode. I say this all the time. You can't strengthen in a dysfunctional state. So we want to create that safety and give your system a way to learn realignment without reverting back into old patterns. Then we finally address and bring in strength. But here's the difference. When we do add strength, your body can actually handle it. You're no longer forcing strength into a system that's tight and twisted and disconnected. You're building strength on a balanced, open foundation. We layer in strength slowly, intentionally. It's not just